Hey, what's going on, everyone? We are here in Mount San Antonio, also known as Mount Baldy. This is going to be what, like a 10-mile hike. It's going to be around 4,000 feet in elevation. So we're here early in the morning and try to see if we can knock this out, what, 6 to 8 hours maybe?
Hopefully, and
Okay.
hopefully we'll survive.
Yeah.
All Trails shows this trail as being 10 miles long, but we quickly realized that number is closer to around 11 to 12 miles. We've already gone over 10 miles. We did the trail clockwise as we preferred to do a steeper uphill than a steeper downhill, but there is no right or wrong way to complete this loop. We also budgeted 8 hours for the full trip, including stops. We began at 8 a.m. and we finished at about 5:30 p.m. Our total moving time was 5 hours, and we made 2 longer breaks about 20 minutes each. One for a mid-morning snack at the Sierra Ski Hut and another right below Mount Harwood for lunch. Due to the altitude and steepness, we were taking regular 30-second to about 2-minute breaks every little bit. This hike is very dangerous, and on average 2 to 3 people die hiking this mountain every year. While these usually occur in the winter, it is important to take your health and safety first, as there are lots of steep, vertigo-inducing drop-offs throughout the entire hike. We went on a Thursday to avoid the weekend crowds, which was definitely worth it. Additionally, to prepare for the hike, we decided to stay at a hotel in San Bernardino the night before and the night of to avoid the 2 to 3 hours of traffic we would have hit each way from where we live in LA. We packed 3 liters of water each, plus 1 emergency water bottle per backpack, and water and ice packs in the car for the end of our hike. For food, we stuck with light snacks plus 1 sandwich each to avoid us feeling bloated or heavy at such a high altitude. Alrighty, so we camped the first half mile, and we're at the San Antonio Falls.
The path at first is paved, but from here on out, it's going to be all dirt.
It's hard to date much of Mount San Antonio's early history. Its name likely comes from the Catholic priest Anthony de Padua, also known as Saint Anthony or San Antonio. During Spain's rule of Mexico and modern-day California, there are mentions of the mountain in a 1774 diary by a Franciscan priest. The entirety of the San Gabriel Range was subjected to timbering during this time. Many of the canyons near Mount San Antonio, including Ice House Canyon, were timbered to build the nearby missions such as Mission San Gabriel.
We're about 1.2 miles into this hike, and you really should be prepared for higher elevations. Like I mentioned before, we're going to be going up, 4,000 feet. Definitely do it at your own pace. It is, you're right next to a drop off, really. Along the way up here is you're going along the cliff, and that point straight up ahead is kind of where we're going to need to be at. So let's see how it goes.
When Mexico won its independence in 1821, the influence of the land switched to focus primarily on the secularization of the mission system and ranching in the modern-day Angeles National Forest. 2 decades later, in 1842, when gold was discovered in Placerita Canyon, the San Gabriel Range exploded with claims. However, most went defunct by around 1892. There's also evidence of asbestos mining, which occurred somewhere along the base of the mountain around 1904. When California joined the United States, the San Gabriel Mountain Range and Mount San Antonio quickly became popular. We know that Native Americans likely summited this mountain for probably hundreds of years prior to European contact, as the San Gabriel Range was a very special slice of land. We also don't know the first white or European American to summit the mountain. However, it likely occurred in the late 1860s. It was during this time that pioneers began to call the mountain Mount Baldy due to its bald summit that emerges above the alpine forested tree line. Now that I've finally shared that slice of history, I can stop saying Mount San Antonio. What a mouthful. Following the 1860s, Baldy's popularity only increased, which was extremely evident when I cracked open the California newspaper archives. There are dozens of entries over the next few decades concerning local citizens absolutely amazed by the beautiful sight of Mount Baldy covered in snow. It's almost comical. In addition to locals' fascination of Baldy in the winter, people would also share their personal stories of hiking the mountain every year. Some went on bear hunting trips, others just to hike to the summit, and others still searching for gold. Since this was before the invention of the automobile, most people were hiking up the summit over a course of 3 to 5 days. How lucky we are to be able to do this in only a few hours.
We are a little more than 2 miles up. I got service.
I do, I got texts. Yeah, we're about 2.1 miles up.
Yeah, we're a little over halfway.
We're about halfway, yeah.
Up the first 4 miles to hit 10,000 feet in elevation. So we still got a ways to go. Very strenuous. There's a lot of bugs everywhere too. It's middle of June, so I mean, come prepared. We're here on a Thursday, and I think we saw one person, and that's about it. So we're at the 2.5 mile mark. You'll notice here, you'll get a sign, and that'll let you know that you're on the right path. On the way to the ski hut, and then eventually to Baldy Summit. Just make sure you follow the path. We actually went down the wrong path.
Yeah, we definitely missed the turnout.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think we did. You can kind of see, I think it was right there.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Hey, dude, it's like so well marked now that we're down here.
I know. I don't know how we missed that. We ended up having to go down some rocks, and it wasn't the greatest. We actually had someone like kind of give us pointers, but aside from that, so far so good. I think these next couple miles is going to be the hardest. But let's see what we got.
Around the same time interest in Baldy was growing, so was its death toll. As morbid as it is, this mountain has been known for its fatalities. Occurring mostly during the dangerous winter conditions, hikers and skiers have been known to be caught in avalanches and slipping off the cliffs. Besides falling, there have been other wild causes of death here, including a forest ranger's wife who lived here and died from a lightning strike. Alrighty, so we are at the 2.8 mile mark at 2,000 feet up from the parking lot, and we have reached the San Antonio Ski Hut, which is owned and operated by the Sierra Club. You can stay overnight here. I think I read the sign. I think it's like $15 or $20 to stay here overnight. And it's absolutely beautiful up here. It's important to note that there is a primitive toilet available at the ski hut, and it will be the last one until you reach the Mount Baldy ski resort well after the summit. Southern California ski culture truly started here. The Sierra Club Ski Hut was constructed in 1935 on a Forest Service permit by a man named George Bowens. 13 years earlier, in 1922, Bowens was the first man to summit Mount Baldy on skis. After his summit, Bowens became a driving force to increase the accessibility to the mountain in the winter for recreation, so he worked to have this hut built. A year later, it unfortunately burned down, but was rebuilt and is the same one standing here today. There's still more to the ski history here, but for now, let's try to summit this mountain in boots. As people grew more and more fascinated with Baldy and the surrounding San Gabriel Range, we enter the period of time known as the Great Hiking Era of Los Angeles, generally considered to be between 1880 and 1938. As Los Angeles moved towards a more urbanized, expansive city, there was a real estate boom to build up the foothill communities. This caused residents to, in turn, take further interest in the backcountry. Most of the hiking trails you will walk on in the Angeles National Forest were formally created during this era, so you are literally walking on history every time you set foot in this beautiful forest. When dating the Mount Baldy Trail, it's tough to say when it was formally named and used. However, as with many trails, we do know that much of the modern trail reflected that of Native American footpaths. There was one story of 3 teen boys from Azusa. They set out from Azusa to hike all the way to the summit and back. Their trip is the first mention I can find in the newspapers of the trail we took today to the summit. They mentioned a stream, which is likely a stream we passed multiple times that feeds into the San Antonio Falls.
All right, so we have made it up to the last bit before we hit the actual summit. What are your thoughts so far?
I'm dying. Definitely the altitude is getting to me because, like, I normally huff and puff a lot, but not like this. Like I literally am taking like maybe 20 steps and I'm like, I mean, everyone that knows me knows I'm very active. So definitely just show you the altitude is definitely a factor. We didn't get it on video, but when we came up here, like as soon as I saw this sign, I was just like, oh my God, I'm gonna cry. There's another sign, thank God.
Yeah, just for reference, we turn everything around. We're almost at the top. We got to reach up there, but I want to say we've gone at least 3,000 feet so far, and so now we're just getting ready and gearing up for this last final stretch. We already got a pretty cool view of what San Bernardino's looking like. Overcast, but nice and sunny up here.
At this point in the hike, we were just so focused on getting to the top that it kind of slipped our minds to really keep an eye out. However, along your hike up from the Baldy Bowl area, you should find 2 World War II era planes sitting on the side of Mount Baldy. These mysterious planes don't come up very much when you do a general Google search. However, I combed through the newspaper archives and I've learned that these 2 Grumman Hellcat planes crashed here on March 2nd, 1949. 3 flyers took off from the El Toro Marine Base, and due to low visibility, the trio was split up. It took 5 days to find the planes. One ended up on Santa Cruz Island, and the other 2 ended up here, lodged into the side of Mount Baldy. The reason for the crash is truly unknown, but likely a mix of low visibility and low fuel. After the planes were discovered by helicopters, they were able to remove the bodies in some parts of the wreckage. However, due to the remote and dangerous location, much of the wreckage is still there. Definitely try to keep an eye out for it when you are hiking Mount Baldy. However, take the advice of others, and if you are too close or you want to get closer, don't. It's better to save your life than try to see these artifacts up close. Alright, I think we should just like go up to one tree, pause, go up to the next tree, pause. And that's how we get up here, because, man.
Slowly getting up to the top. The last push. And to think this is only one half of this hike. Oh, there's Annabella. This is 3.5 miles from where we were. But our all trails and Apple Watch say more like 4.5 miles. Very windy up here. Waiting for Annabella to get up. Woo! Way to go, Annabella. So how do you feel, Annabella?
Oh, terrible. That was difficult. That was so difficult.
Overall, we're only halfway done.
I know, that's the worst part about it. But at least it's all downhill from here, right?
Yeah.
After what feels like forever, we have finally reached the summit. In 1920, the Nobel Prize-winning physicist Albert Abraham Michelson summited Mount Baldy to continue testing his speed-of-light experiments. He tested his theories by sending light signals between Baldy and Mount Wilson. Prior to Michelson, I actually found evidence of early physics pioneers who used Mount Baldy's summit to send heliographs.
Ski resort is over there. Oh, starting to see wildlife now. A little bit of lizards. This part. Oh, this is the Devil's Backbone. Kind of sus, very sus. Let's get going. This is pretty freaking narrow and steep. Normally not even one like fear of heights, but like when it's like loose gravel like this, yeah. Oh, I could never do it with snow. Good? Oh, this would be cool to ski down. Oh, whoa, that would be cool to go down.
So hopefully you remember our friend George Bowens, who built the ski hut on the opposite side of the mountain. Following his work, ski interest did increase, and in 1944, Herb Leffler and Jim Chaffee took the first steps in developing a ski resort at Mount Baldy. The first slope to be opened was called Movie Slope, and in the 1947-48 season, they were able to put in a Hudson engine-powered rope tow to get people up the mountain. It was during this year that they also hosted their first race. Less than 4 years later, in 1942, they were able to install not one but two chairlifts and open the Baldy Notch restaurant, which is all still here today. Today, the resort boasts old-school ski vibes with 26 runs, 600 skiable acres, and an average annual snowfall of up to 170 inches.
Made it down to the bottom.
From here, if it's a weekend and you're tired, you can grab a beer in the restaurant and a chairlift ticket back to your car. But we didn't want those crowds, so from here on, we keep walking. Okay, so it's just passing 4:30 p.m. We've already gone over 10 miles, and we have been following the All Trails map exactly as it is. So it has to be inaccurate or something. So right now we're still on this fire road. It continues along this way to connect back to where we were at the San Antonio Falls, but we found this shortcut, so we're gonna try it because we just cannot be out here any longer. We're so over this. So we survived Mount Baldy. We were in the car heading back down the mountain from the parking lot, and that was definitely something else, that's for sure. It just, like, the way up felt never ending, the way back felt never ending, and like everything was steep. Like anytime like there was like a bit of a flat area, I feel like we almost took it for granted because like we would zoom past it because it was like nothing to us at that point. And then it was just brutal. It was like, I don't know, for me that was a one and done. Like I'm so happy I did it, but I don't know about that one, man. That was pretty brutal. We did take the shortcut down, and we're pretty sure it did shave off some time. Not super sure, obviously, so we obviously didn't go the other way, but we're pretty sure it did shave off some time. Pretty much you kind of went down a pretty steep incline, and then it dropped you out at the top of the parking lot for the ski resort, which is also where the chairlift drops off. So I do feel like it probably saved us some time, but yeah, that was Mount Baldy in the books. Well, hopefully we will catch you on the next one, and it will be much easier.